Hello, students. Good morning. How are you today? I hope that you are all fine and you are in a good health today. And now, are you excited to learn more, guys, student? So now, let's go with another topic, which is I will introduce to you our topic, the classroom climate. Okay. Before we will going to discuss more about the classroom climate, let me ask to all of you, when you hear the word climate, what comes in your mind? Okay, when you hear the word climate, okay, so the climate or the word climate, when we hear that, that is the average weather condition of a specific location, right? So when we say, let's say for example, the the weather of or the climate of the Nabunturan today is rainy. So you can say that that specific place is rainy because of their climate. Or let's say for example again that in the Monte Vista the weather today is sunny day. So you can say that the um, the Monte Vista is, you need to bring water because the climate there is sunny, right? So that is climate. And now we dig deeper to our discussion. What is climate? So that is my example. But now let's talk about the classroom climate. Okay, so before we will proceed, let me repeat to you the learning objectives. Okay, number one, our learning objectives number one is to identify key components of a positive classroom climate. Okay, so later, at the end of the lesson, we will identify what are the positive or the key components of a positive classroom climate. And next is to apply strategies to improve classroom climate. Okay, so later on, we will going to discuss about what are the strategies to improve the classroom climate. And number three, our objective is to value the importance of inclusivity and respect in the classroom. Okay, now, what is classroom climate? Classroom climate refer to the atmosphere of a classroom, including the social, the emotional, and physical aspect. These things or this the social, emotional, and physical aspect have a big impact on the climate in the classroom. Okay, the moods, the attitudes, and the tone of the instructor, students, and the students' interaction in the classroom culminates in the overall classroom climate. Now, it is important that our students or we students have a good condition, especially in our social, in our emotional, and our physical. Because when the students are not really strong, or should I say, not good, especially in their health. Okay, let me ask a question to you guys. If the students are not good, especially in their in their health, if all of us are sick, do you think we can achieve a productive learning, or do you think we can learn more? So no, we cannot, because the climate of the classroom are not that good. So we have the moods, right? So it is important that when we go in the school, we bring energy. Okay, we have energy. What else? We are so motivated for us to have an interactive to our classmates, to our instructor, and so much for that. When we are feeling good, when we go to the classroom, we can really participate. Okay, all of the students are participative because of the good moods. Okay, and attitudes. we need to put limitation, or we need to adjust our attitudes when we are in the classroom. We need to have a communication. We need to participate in the discussion for us to have a productive day. Because all of that, the social, the emotional, the physical aspect, the moods, the attitudes are, okay, the interaction really culminates the overall classroom climate. Okay, so now, additionally, both intentional and unintentional action and explicit and implicit messages add to the classroom climate. To cultivate a positive classroom climate, instructor need to build strong rapport with student, according to Barr 2016, by incorporating 7 dimensions of a classroom climate. Right? So, now, let's talk about why is classroom climate important. Okay? So, number 1 is climate regulates the circulation and construction of knowledge. Okay, that is why it is important, guys, to have a good weather in our classroom. Okay, what weather that I really mean? To have a good mode, to have a social interaction, communication. That is very important because climates regulates the circulation and construction of knowledge. As what I've said earlier, that if all of us are in a good mode or in a good condition, it is easy, right, to construct, or it is easy to understand or to learn if we have a good mode. That is why it is important to have a good climate. Okay, a lot of climate, guys. We have rainy, gloomy climate, typhoon, and we need to have a happy mode in our classroom for us to learn more, for us to be motivated, for us to be have a productive day. And number 2, climate engender emotions that impact learning. And number 3, climate can channel energies away from learning or toward it. Okay? And lastly is climate impacts student persistence. Okay? So, last is the climate impacts student persistence. It is important, guys, when we are in a classroom setting, we need to have a good mode, a zealous spirit, okay, for us to learn or to learn more the entire topic. And now, let's talk about the 7 dimension of a classroom climate. We have 7 dimension here. Number 1 is the personalization. Okay. Personalization. What is personalization? Students know the instructor sees them as individual and cares about their well-being and success. Okay, as a future teacher, we need to know or to see them as individual and cares about their well-being and success. Okay? Number 2, involvement. Okay. All students are actively invited to participate in the class, resulting in an inclusive learning environment. Okay, so involvement. So, when you are, remember this, guys, when you are in the classroom setting, you are really involved with that. So, you need to participate in the class. You need to engage yourself in the learning because you are involved. When you are in the classroom setting or when you enter in the classroom, you are already involved. So do not be hesitate to participate because you are involved. Sometimes we feel I'm not belong here because I'm not really good in speaking in English, I'm not really smart. No, you are involved. Don't you hesitate to participate because you are involved in the classroom or in the settings or in the classroom settings. Okay, so it indicates here that all students are actively invited. So you are invited. You need to participate in the classroom setting. And number 3, student cohesiveness. Students are encouraged to know and work with their peers, okay, during class activities to build a sense of community. Okay, so students are encouraged to know and work with their peers. So, as what I've said earlier, or I have said always, that we need to engage ourselves to have a communication with our classmates during the class activities, okay, for us to build a sense of community. Okay, the more you communicate, the more you interact with others, the more you learn, right? Number 4, satisfaction. Students find value in and enjoy coming to class. Okay, because if we have a good climate in the classroom, okay, we help each other, we look to others. Okay, so the more you help, or the more you communicate, you interact with others, the more you're satisfied. Okay, you can say at the end of the day, or at the end of that day, that today is very progressive because you are satisfied. Okay, and number 3, task orientation, right? So task orientation. Number 5, students find class activities to be worthwhile, well organized, and clearly aligned to learning objectives, goals, and expectation. Okay, so before you give a task to your students, you really need to have orientation or simple briefing or instruction to them for their activities, or for their task to be well organized, clear, and align learning objectives, goals, and expectation. It is important to orient them before you give the task, okay, the activities. Number 6, innovation. Activities and assignment are designed using pedagogical best practice. Students understand why the instructor is using this activities assignment. Explicit statement by instructor on why students are doing specific task. Innovation. Okay, when we say innovation, guys, this kind of activities and assignment are designed using pedagogical best practices. Okay? And number 7, lastly, is the individualization. Students are given autonomy, choices for some aspect of the class, which allow them to develop, explore areas that are interesting to them. Okay, individualization, the preferences of everyone. Students are given autonomy or choice. Okay, or should I say, we have a freedom to choose, okay, for some aspect of the class that which allow them to develop, explore areas that are interesting to them. Because the more you like it, okay, the more you like that specific things that you want, the more you are motivated to do, the more you love it to do. Okay, the more you do it well because you like it, you love it. Okay, so students are given autonomy. So in the classroom, guys, we are not slave. Okay, we also have a freedom in the classroom, freedom to do to choose the aspect of the class which allow them to develop. Okay, thank you. Next reporter will be Saure. Thank you so much for listening, guys.